Probably wasn't what you were expecting, right? I mean, when Danerade pulls out the plushies, you know it's the real deal. Alright, this is a bit of a peculiar way to start, but this poll I conducted a little bit ago, yeah, it's a lie. To all of you that participated in my little trap, I appreciate you taking the bait. No, really, the intention for this poll was to see how many of you would say, "Where's my water?" the topic for today's video. So to all of you that responded with smartly crafted answers, I'm sorry for wasting 20 seconds out of your day. Where's My Water was the byproduct of Disney Interactive, and more specifically, their mobile division. Hannah Montana on PS3, anyone? This subsidiary of Disney actually made some decent stuff. Whatever you say about Disney, in many instances, they put a lot of time and resources into their games simply because they had the employees and financial stability. Sadly, Disney Interactive shut down, and instead, Disney licensed out their properties to other companies, like EA. You know, I haven't done one of these jokes in a while, but wow, look, EA moment! Now Disney being, well, Disney figured out that the new and uprising mobile game market would be a great place to invest in some game development. And so, just around the time the first few greatest hits of mobile gaming were coming out, Disney's Where's My Water was right there alongside the others. So going back to that poll, let's see how many of you mentioned Where's My Water? Jetpack Joyride, yeah, give me a break. You know what came out 3 weeks later? Plants vs. Zombies, PC release be like Candy Crush. Okay, you are probably right on that one. Shout out to the 2 people who mentioned Where's My Water. Now the argument is that Where's My Water isn't necessarily the most influential of the OG mobile game saga. Angry Birds, Temple Run, Candy Crush, they all probably fit that role much better. But I simply don't see this one being talked about as much. And why is that? I mean, IGN says it's amazing, so we're dealing with the real deal here. Where's My Water released alongside the games I just mentioned. Shockingly enough, it even predated Clash of Clans by about a year. Well, that'll be something we dive into today. However, the more important question is, how does Where's My Water hold up? Before we start, I feel as though this black border is going to annoy all of you. There we go, much better. Also, if there isn't much fun editing in this video, don't cry, because you can only make mobile game footage look so interesting. Whoa there now, Disney created an original character. Where's My Water starts with introducing the titular character, Swampy. How creative. We get a little cutscene showing the wacky fun all the alligators are having down in the sewers, while Swampy is just trying to take a bath. An odd note is how dramatic the sound design is in this opening scene. Where's My Water is a physics-based puzzle game where you direct water to Swampy so he can take a shower. This is a simple concept, but they squeeze it for all it's worth. Before diving into the gameplay, just look at it. This game visually holds up incredibly well. While sure, other premium and well-remembered mobile games don't necessarily look bad, but they have a certain amount of jank. In my opinion, Where's My Water, and even Cut the Rope, are some of the standouts for their art direction during this time. It just looks so fun and colorful. Though, when water enters Swampy's bathtub, I have no idea what is happening here. The game divides itself into 10 chapters. Each chapter swiftly introduces a gimmick for players to get accustomed to. Right when the gameplay starts to feel repetitive, blam, new toys to play with. The first chapter, Meet Swampy, is a standard introduction. Can you guess who we get introduced to? Players use their electronic device's touchscreen to dig through the dirt to form paths for the water to flow through. You stupid kids in your iPhones. Back in my day, I used something called a BlackBerry, and you really don't want to be like BlackBerry. As a physics-based puzzle game, it would be crucial for the water to feel smooth and responsive to your touches. And yep, I can confirm that the water in this game does, in fact, act and behave like water. The game doesn't waste much time introducing stage hazards, such as this green plant algae looking thing. If the water collides with it, it'll grow in size. Then there's poison, affecting all the water that touches it. You might have also noticed some ducks scattered about each level. Well, these are kind of in a loose way your star coin equivalent in this game. Have the ducks absorb enough water, and it's all yours. Now, I quite enjoy this system. Not only is it pretty cute and fits with the world quite well, but they can be in some tricky spots. Completing levels while getting all 3 ducks can be its own challenge. You'll have to collect a large majority of them, as chapters unlock through the collection of ducks. This unlocking system encourages a certain level of replayability, or general concentration regarding the game instead of rushing through through levels. A small yet important design detail is that you need to let the ducks absorb the water over some time. It's not such quick succession. Even if you have a large body of water, it won't change the speed at which the ducks absorb water. Why am I mentioning this? Well, it probably means I'm going to complain about something related to this later, so put that thought in your little memory banks. The final thing to comment on is that a handful of levels contain objects that are the remains of these silly little alligators, or from the surface world. But I end up digging up the entire level to find the object, followed by a restart, and there you go. The challenge is gone. Collecting these items unlock bonus levels that rely on a player's electronic device's motion controls, having to tilt it to move the water. Now, seeing as I'm playing this on a computer, these levels aren't really playable for me. And no, turning your monitor doesn't work. Alright, so going chapter by chapter now, Troubled Waters, well, I don't quite 100% know what the concrete theme of this one is. It's more of an evolution of the last chapter. More poison, more ways for water to be transferred. Banjo and Koozie. The ooze acts as another variable and behaves like a, liquid. It's more or less a substance with low viscosity. The ooze and water neutralize when contacting each other. However, the ooze can seep through the dirt and form hard rock when contacting the algae. Under pressure introduces us to bombs galore. Someone was a Truman fan. Valves also get introduced, allowing players to control the flow of liquid coming out. Yeah, watch out for the bombs. They might sting a little. Sink or swim. Sliders, anyone? Change is good has converters that can change the type of substance from any of the three mentioned previously. Boiling point is a big one, introducing steam, and therefore also presents a new way to turn steam into water or water into steam, that being icicles and hot coal. Stretched Thin gives us balloons. I like this chapter. I think the balloon physics are fun in their own right, and they have some inventive obstacles, such as thorns that can pop balloons. Caution to the Wind gave us fans and vacuums. Rising Tide gave us Y-switches, which this is probably the hardest chapter. I really had to look hard at levels due to their innate complexity based on the new valves. Then finally, Out to Dry gave us mud, which when dried up can turn into solid dirt. After it's all said and done, if 200 levels weren't enough, you can buy level expansions for even more Where's My Water content. Instead of just more chapters with Swampy, the other characters of Cranky and Allie get their own levels. Cranky acts opposite to Swampy's levels, where instead of water, you'll need to direct poison to get rid of the algae of Cranky's food. Even though it's a small change, due to poison's attributes, they can get a lot of mileage out of it. I enjoy this expansion, it's just the base experience with a fun twist. $2.99. While not an awful price, the base game is $1.99 with 200 levels, while this expansion is $2.99 with less than half the levels. Disney trying to pull a fast one on us. This certainly wouldn't be the first time, and certainly not the last. In addition to Cranky, there's Allie's story. The developers of this game went, yeah. So the gimmick this time is that Allie needs steam for her organ. This is probably my least favorite set of levels. Not that it's bad, far from it, but I just feel the steam mechanic isn't as intuitive or fun as water or poison. This one also has an additional 80 levels and is only 99 cents. I do not understand this cost to gameplay ratio they have going on here. Now that isn't it, my friends. No, we've got one more to go over. The mystery duck levels. It's the same as the base game, but now a smartass duck is roaming around. These are remixed levels that have some kind of unique clear condition. Too bad that there aren't that many clear conditions. I suppose it's fine and inoffensive, but at the grand old price of $2.99, I'd rather just pay to play for something else. I'll just let this trailer sum up this set of levels.
Negaduck is a big old boy.
So during these epic content expansions, Disney was quick to churn out even more Where's My Water content. To make as much money as possible, Disney thought it would be best to use their other licenses and give it the Where's My Water treatment. Where's My Perry was a Phineas and Ferb makeover. I don't remember much, but there being lasers was pretty cool. Where's My Mickey was more water-based levels. There's this video where the developers are like, guys, we added clouds. This is what gaming has led up to. So while I respect the grind, I mean, these developers kept on having to manufacture unique puzzles for these sorts of games. Ever play Mario Maker and think making one level is an accomplishment? Just imagine what it feels like for a level designer. In 2013, Where's My Water got its official sequel in the form of Where's My Water 2. What a fitting name! Where's My Water 2 is a game that exists. I really should be loving this game, but I don't. The sequel follows a very similar format to the first game, which is fine. I don't think anybody was complaining about the gameplay in the first one, but they just don't build off of it. This game is just like one of those movie sequels where they're not like bad, but they don't really have a reason to exist. That's the best way to describe Where's My Water 2. It's a very safe sequel. Alright, let's start with the positives. The art style got a bit of a makeover. I think it looks pretty nice. I thought the first game looked impressive already, and this just looks even better. We've even evolved from the still panning photos to actual 240p cutscenes. We'll take what we can get. Something I'm not a huge fan of is Swampy. Something about how he's drawn here I can't put my finger on it, but it bothers me enough for me to complain to all of you about it. The general layout of the levels is a bit of a double-edged sword. For one, the integration of Alley and Cranky levels in the main adventure makes for a much more cohesive experience. The gameplay feels fresher as a result of this. Then on the flip side, levels now have multiple variations of each other, known as challenges. These challenges put a fun spin on the level you just played, which is a really nice way of disguising the fact that Disney is using this as an excuse for padding out the game's length. I wouldn't mind a challenge here or there, but you'll play a level, and then it's upside down, and then you can't touch the ducks, and then you play the next level with the same challenges all over again! There are only about 5 to 6 unique clear conditions, and they get old really fast. And the new level selection screen kills the pacing. In the first game, you beat a level, perfect. Next level right at your fingertips. In this game, you beat the level, then the challenges, and then you have to go back to the menu to watch the next level slowly unlock. Furthermore, this game only has around 150 levels. That's nothing to scoff at for sure, but considering the original game had 200 levels, not including the expansions, this game seems like a drop in the bucket. If it was a burnout from the level designers, then I completely understand, as this game adds 0 new stage gimmicks. You heard that right. Remember how in the first game they would introduce different variables to shake up the gameplay? Balloons, mud, poison, ooze, you get the point. Except for poison and ooze icicles, this game just drip feeds the same gimmicks throughout the game's length. A sequel is supposed to build off of the original, but this just seems like Where's My Water 1.5. And they changed the rate at which ducks absorb water. Now half the complexity of collecting all the ducks is gone because they absorb water so much quicker. Disney, please stop! They have a new level type where you have to set the path for a large bulk of water while the screen is slowly scrolling down to the bottom. Yeah, oh joy! Let's add an auto-scroller to my Where's My Water, because that's what I wanted. They added some power-ups because, you know, that's the 2013 way to shoehorn in microtransactions. I mean, I don't mind it at all. If you don't like them, then don't use them. Oh yeah, speaking of money is so funny in the rich man's world, ads galore. Excuse me, Mr. Danerade, you can just turn off the Wi-Fi to remove the ads. Well, yeah, sure, but this isn't ideal in the slightest because most people can't afford to turn off all internet connectivity, for example, needing to receive calls and texts. So there you go, you contrarian commentator. I don't want to hear a peep out of you. Gotcha? Other than that, the only other notable point is that in 2020, Congregate obtained the publishing rights to Where's My Water. The last major update was in March of 2014. So if these games sound appealing at all to you, then head down to the App Store or Google Play Store and purchase them because unlike some other franchise, I can still play these classic games. Frickin' Rovio. So, isn't this just fantastic? That was a fun little nostalgia trip into the small realm of Disney Interactive's little gem of a series. Where's My Water innovated both visually and gameplay-wise. They were fun, engaging experiences that used the hardware effectively to deliver an experience that couldn't be done on other platforms, or at least as well. The series never really died flat, but it was a shame there was a blatant attempt to milk the concept for all it's worth. Other than that, I personally hope that Where's My Water can be fondly remembered in the eyes of those who initially played it. How's Bowser doing?